What is going on, everyone? Griffin here, coming at you with some Glimpse gameplay, and today we're going to be talking about the Three Wishes Midseason SMG changes. Did they make them even better? They sure did. Let's head over and check it out. I'm going to be honest with everybody. I'm tired of seeing SMG buffs in updates. Like, legitimately, I'm tired of seeing them. Every single update since they reverted everything back to make the weapons even better than they were before, we continuously get changes for the positive for SMGs, to the point now where they went from the SMGs being like the most used weapon class in the game to dropping off almost completely, which I don't think that's where they need to exist at anyway. But they went full circle back to being the most used thing in the game. Like, I don't understand the thought process behind this. I don't get the reasoning why everything was changed just to be reverted. But we did get more changes in this update. The LMPX body shot damage has been increased from 14 to 16. And I have used the LMPX a couple of times since this update has came out, and I can say with 110% certainty that the LMPX is back in a big way. Like, I've said it before, right? Whenever they started making all these changes and they started buffing all the SMGs back up, that the LMPX was still a very viable weapon and a very viable SMG. Now it's even more viable. Now it's even more reliable. Now it's almost back to that point to where it is like the perfect Rogue Company weapon. You don't really have a range issue with it, even though, like, I feel like the range on the LMPX is fine. I think that the drop-offs and the damage percentages need to be adjusted. I think that the body shot damage and the headshot damage for all of the SMGs currently right now in the game, I think that they're all good, and I think that they're all fine. I think that what's been absolutely skewed beyond recognition is exactly what the community wanted whenever they asked for these SMG changes, where the range of the SMGs needs to be reined in pretty significantly, except for the LMPX. And of course, because the LMPX is like an AR SMG hybrid, it's inevitably going to bolster it up to being the most popular SMG because you're getting the most out of the weapon. Like, that's the thing. Like, when the LMPX meta was a thing, that didn't mean that the other SMGs weren't viable, because they were viable. They just weren't as versatile as the LMPX. Like, that's what it all came down to. And now, like, you make all these massive changes to these SMGs for the negative or for the positive, either one, and like, you're going in and buffing them, but you're not changing anything. Like, I watched a tournament the other day, and 90% of the people that participated in the tournament were running the D40, just the green D40, just at base, because you got 50 bullets in it, and it's not hard to control, and it's got a range that is comparable to the LM. Like, it is absolutely insane that the SMGs have gone completely full circle and they're dominating the game again. Like, we went from D40 meta to D40 meta. That's basically what we've done here. And that's not saying that other weapons aren't viable, because they are viable. When we had LMPX meta and we had D40 meta, that didn't say that the other SMGs weren't good and weren't usable. It just meant that more people gravitated to using the cheesiest thing that they could get their hands on. That's what it all boils down to at the end of the day. I'm tired of seeing SMG changes. I'm tired of seeing SMG buffs. I think that they really need to go in and make some substantial SMG changes to Rogue Company, because, like, we were trending in the right direction. Yeah, you go in there and you make massive changes right out of the gate, and those massive changes are going to piss a lot of people off. You rebuild the weapons, you rebuild the identities, and then you slowly over time build them back up to a position that they need to be in, not to a position that the community thinks that they need to be in, or the CEO of Hi-Res thinks that they need to be in, or anybody else. Like, people that actually, like, develop the game and people that actually balance the game need to bring them up to where they actually need to be at, not where everybody else and their brother thinks that they need to be. That's where I'm at. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that's going to completely disagree with me, because they're like, no, you know, the SMGs feel fine, the SMGs feel great, everything feels good. And it's like, yeah, of course they do, because like you're running SMGs 9 out of 10 games, you're running D40 9 out of 10 games, you're using the weapons that you say didn't feel good 9 out of 10 games. Of course they're going to feel good to you. Maybe I'm not someone that wants to run SMGs every single game, but after I run against a D40 like 4 games in a row, might as well. I mean, at this point, and like the most powerful SMG is not even being abused, in my opinion. The Knight is the most powerful SMG that we have. So I'm tired of seeing these changes. The next update that comes out, when we get the new event pass and all that stuff, I know that they're not going to be focusing heavily on like balancing. They're going to be focusing heavily on, or at least we were told that they're going to focus heavily on server stability and like quality of life things and things like that. So I'm not expecting many, if any, balancing changes to come into the game. So at that point, if we continue to get SMG changes for the positive for SMGs moving forward, I don't know. It is what it is. LMPX feels better. It's back on top again. Like, you can legitimately pick the LMPX up right now and you can run it just like you were running it before it started getting any changes. I'm going to say like a year ago at this point, and it's going to feel very comparable to that same experience. But be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on SMGs as a whole right now? What are your thoughts on the LMPX getting the body shot damage increased? And what are your thoughts on the current balance, weapon balance of Rogue Company? Are we falling into the same lull that previously designers fell in, where they have visions for the game and they want to balance the game in a very specific way, but their hand was slapped, whether it be by the community, which shouldn't be a thing, or by their higher ups? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Also, be sure to check that description for links to Facebook, Discord, and Twitter. Those are the places to contact me. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, then consider hitting that join button to become one of the 256 crew members. Lastly, on Thursdays from 8 until 11 p.m. Central Time, Sundays from 10 a.m. until we get tired, I will be streaming here on YouTube. So if you're interested and available, please feel free to stop by and say hello there. Thanks for watching, guys. And it just like, no, not today.
What up, Dirt?
Dirt. What up? It's more like dirt.
Yeah.
Dirt. This is what I think about.
It's like that dude says Stewart on Letterkenny, but Dirt.
Oh God, it's Dirt. Yeah.
So what up, Dirt?